A very good evening to everyone. I, Vidhan Narayan, Unity House Vice Captain, welcome you all to the digital platform of BHIS Council Chronicles. BHIS has always been innovative with respect to its extracurricular activities. BHIS Chronicles, time and again, has been making lovely endeavors to open the arena of widespread knowledge through the vast spectrum of speakers from different fields. BHI Student Council takes the initiative with an enterprising and informative session with Ms. Nandita Bhaumik. Ms. Nandita Bhaumik is a part of the BHIS family from 2013 and she works as head of department for English. She has over 40 years of teaching experience from the 1980. She is a certified Cambridge teacher for IGCSE, AS and A level and also a certified British Council coordinator. She likes music, reading books, and solving puzzles. We would like to welcome our guest speaker for the day, Ms. Nandita Bhaumik, who will throw light on learning, a never ending process. Not wasting much time, let's ask our guest speaker to talk magniloquently on this topic, which will lead us to give approbation for her magnificent work.
Thank, thank you, Vedant, for that lovely introduction. And before I begin, I would like to say good evening to all my young students and my teachers. Thank you for being at this session. Now, my journey has been a long one from the time I started my school days till today. And the most interesting part of this is to see the transformation that I see in myself when I was a young I was a very shy and a introvert schoolgirl. And now I see myself a little bit more confident than what I was earlier. And do you know, children, why it is like this? It's because in every phase of my life, I have learned something new. As I said, that learning is a never-ending process. And from the time I was in school, through my college days, I have been reading books which has enhanced my knowledge. No. If it switches off, then it will go away. So, reading books is one of the best thing that enhances somebody's knowledge. And, my father, when we were young, he encouraged us to read lots of books. And whenever he would return from his business trips, he would bring a stack of books for us. And we would just love to read them. They were, those days, they were storybooks, they were comics. And at our time, there were schoolgirls, of course, because we were girls, so we loved them. And he specially made a library for me and my sisters. And there we have 4 huge cupboard full of books, which range from mystery books, autobiographies, biographies, scientific books, then encyclopedia, and several other books which we would just devour them, you can say. And the best part, the best phase of my life has been my school days. You know why? Because that is the time I started interacting with my friends and my teachers. And there was one particular teacher who had a great impact on my life. She was my class teacher from 7th. She was my class teacher of 7th, 8th, 9th. And in 10th and 11th, she was my history teacher also. So she influenced me a lot. She helped me a lot in my difficult days when I lost my father, when I was in grade 8. my father passed away. And this teacher, she was a nun. As you know, I studied in St. Mary's Convent. So that is run by the nuns. And she gave me a lot of moral support, boosted my courage, and helped me in many ways. And because of this teacher, uh, I loved reading more because she would advise me which books to read. And during the holidays, my two other friends and I, we would go to her to help her out, to clean up the cupboards, dust the books and all. And she would reward us by giving us a whole stack of books so that we could read during our summer holidays. So that is one of my best memories of my school. And there were many more memories of these halcyon days of my school days. Then in college also, we had a lovely time there. Of course, all my friends, they were always coming to our house, to read the books and comics that were in our library. And even on birthdays, sometimes we would only give, storybooks to each other. So this way, I felt that reading books can really help you all. There are so many benefits for which will help you in the long run. It activates the wheels of your brain. Then it will build up your vocabulary. So it will also reduce your stress, because when you feel unhappy, just pick up a book. It could be, a book that motivates you, like the chicken soup books. Even when I was in St. Mary's, I was teaching them. We had a moral science period, and then I would read out stories from these series of my chicken soup series they were. And the children used to feel really good. They used to feel motivated by these real stories. So stories can be both fiction and non-fiction. And each one in their own way, they can help you to grow up, to enhance your personality. It can teach you, to feel empathy. Do you know what is empathy as different from sympathy? Can anyone tell me? How is empathy different from sympathy?
Ma'am, empathy.
Yes.
Ma'am, empathy is kindness. Ma'am, empathy is kindness.
And then what is sympathy? How is empathy? Okay, no, empathy means when you share and feel the suffering of the others. And sympathy is when you just feel pity, as you said, beyond pity, you can feel kindness, but without sharing. So that is the difference. So even reading various books can teach you how to be empathetic towards others. And, uh, people can learn so many things from books. We learn every story that you're reading in your class, in your literature class, they all have a lesson. They all teach you, they send you a message. So reading really is wonderful. And because of that, I am here also trying to imbibe this quality in the children, because a room that is without any books is like a body without a soul. And I remember once when I was teaching in BHIS, I was teaching literature in one of the classes, and one student said that he didn't like poetry. So I said, those who don't like poetry is like a beast, because if you don't know the feelings, the emotions, then you are like a beast who has no emotions. So, I mean, because I said like that, this child was started being called, the other started calling him a beast. And later on, when he met me, he said, "Ma'am, you called me a beast." I said, "No, I did not call you a beast. I just said those who don't appreciate poetry, they are like beasts because you are not sharing any emotions." So it is very, very important that we read different books. And the library in our school, BHIS, they have lovely books to offer you. And once we are on the ground, those who are new to this school will, you all can just explore the books that we have in a library. We have all genres: adventure, mystery, then scientific, whatever you want, it'll be there. And you know, whenever you read, like I used to do when I was a school girl, whenever I used to read books, I some important lines or some interesting lines that would catch my attention, I would note it down in my diary. So I have a diary full of quotes from different books, and they are so, you know, sometimes when you feel little depressed, you just read those lines and it uplifts your spirits once again and you feel good again. So this is the joy of reading books. There's nothing more than reading books. I hope all of you like reading books, because the classes I teach in, hardly anybody reads any books. And I'll ask Vedant. Vedant, do you read any books? I teach Vedant, by the way. So Vedant, please answer me.
Ma'am, other than school books, rarely I read.
Yes, so see how much it has helped me. So, you know, it, you know, gives you a foresight in many situations. Sometimes, you know, you can take lessons from the books you've read and apply in a certain situation you're faced with. So this way it'll help you and it'll widen your horizon there. So see, when you're writing a composition, you need to have a vivid imagination. Rather, I should say you should have a wild imagination to write on various topics. And so if you are not reading, then you are very limited to just to what you are seeing on the TV. So you should read different genres just to have a knowledge of different kind. They can be even, I've read a lot of autobiographies, biographies, and you know, I've seen the life of a painter like Van Gogh. I read his biography, and what I still remember one part, it was very hot and he was feeling so terrible that, you know, these artists, they are very moody also. So he just cut off one of his ears. He was feeling that terrible. So biographies also, we learned so many things from biographies about the life, the struggle that they had, and we start, also feeling the same as the characters in the book. So this way you will become, you will enrich your own learning. And mind you, they don't just focus on one side. Suppose you are only interested in science, just don't read scientific books, you read other kinds. If you all love adventure books, there's so many now, of course. What with technology having advanced so much, now you can get access to all kinds of books on the internet. But my personal preference is reading a book and flipping the pages and feeling the pages and seeing the print, rather than reading on the screen or from Kindle. Somehow I don't feel, attached to those books. Then they feel very, you feel detached when you're reading from the internet. But when you touch a book, oh, it gives you a lovely feeling. And especially when you have your old books, like I have my books from my school days. So that smell of the old books and just browsing through the pages, you know, I start recalling my childhood days. And certain books, they touched my heart so much that when I, empathized with the character also. If the character was hurt, if the character was depressed and crying, I remember once that book that I read, it was so gripping and it twisted my heart so much with emotion that even I started crying along with the character in the book. And it's not only me, even my sisters who were reading. Now we were trying to hide from each other that we are crying, because reading a book and crying didn't, we were feeling little embarrassed to show the other one that we were crying. So, but each one of us felt the same emotion as the character in the book. So, my advice is that if you all are not reading, start one from today. You must take a good book to bed, read for half an hour. That's all I ask you all. Read for half an hour and you'll see you'll have such a good vocabulary by the time you are coming to the next class. And I have always been advising all my students to keep a vocabulary notebook with them, to jot down new words that they come across, or any way to find new words from the dictionary, write it down in that notebook, the meaning and how it should be used in sentences. That way only you can really build up your vocabulary. All right. So children, make books your best companions. There's nothing like books. And children nowadays, they say that I get bored. Now, this I always tell the children, if you are getting bored, then you are a boring person because you don't know how to entertain yourself. So that is the time when you're saying I'm getting bored, pick up a book first of your interest, what you're interested in, and you'll see gradually you will start loving reading books and then you will not stop. At our time, we had, when I was in school, we had two very good bookstores. One was, of course, Universal Bookstall, and the other one was Singh Bookstall, where we used to just go every month, because every month a new lot of schoolgirls and books would come. So we would go and purchase them and just read them. And now, of course, many bookstores have come, but I hardly see anybody really making a library of their own. So children, I would suggest and advise you all to start reading books. They will really help you in expanding your horizon, your imagination, and sharing your feelings with others also. You start understanding the world, because there are so many situations that are described in books. You will understand sometimes these books can come handy to you all when you're in a difficult situation. Then you can think, oh yes, that character did like this. But there are so many true stories also. As I said in the Chicken Soup series, they are all real stories, and they are the best motivator for all of us, for all ages. You can be a young 6-year-old or a young teen or an adult or even old. They, they different series come to help out. Besides this, there are other books also which can help you also. So besides reading your textbooks, please, I will ask you all, please start reading books. Nothing like that. Because as I said, learning is a never-ending process. Even at this age, I'm still learning. Every day I come across something new and I learn. And as I said, you all heard me earlier, my weak spot is computer. So I'm learning how to go about how to use certain gadgets. I'm learning from the students also. They guide me sometimes in the live classes how to do things. So even I am learning still, and I'll continue learning because I love reading. So that's all that I have to say from my side. And anybody would like to ask any question?
Please write the question in the chat box.
Yes, Vedant, you read out because, as
Yes,
you know, I'm not good at reading chats.
I will do that. Please,
Oh.
anybody if having any questions, please write it in the chat box. Ma'am, Agastya has a question
Hmm.
that how did you get into Cambridge University?
No, in the, like in St. Mary's, we at my time we had senior Cambridge. Okay, so that was affiliated to Cambridge. So our papers used to go at that time also to Cambridge for correction. And then after a few years, senior Cambridge was stopped. And now it has, I mean, recent years, like in BHIS, it has been introduced, like the IG classes. And I have taken teachers training courses from Cambridge online. And that's how I got the certificates for IGC, AS, and A level. That is 10th, 11th, and 12th. So I'm a certified Cambridge teacher. I haven't gone to Cambridge as such, but from Kanpur only I did all this. Yes, Agastya? That's my answer.
Then Femine ma'am has a question that who is your favorite author?
Oh, I have Leon Uris. He's one of my favorite authors. And uh, the author who wrote The Robe, I'm forgetting his name at the moment. These two were my favorite. Then, like I like mystery books also. So Sherlock Holmes books were my favorite, and there are many. I mean, I can go on with so many books. I read all kinds, autobiographies, biographies, mystery, all kinds. Then when I was in class 7th and 8th, I read Hardy Boys or Biggles books. Then Enid Blyton's, of course, from our class 1 till 6th, 7th, we read all the books by Enid Blyton. And I used to read World War books also. I had in my library those encyclopedias. So, and Leon Uris has written all about the Jews and the Second World War. So I have many, I will not say one favorite authors, I have many.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Ma'am,
Good.
I mean, it was very inspirational, your talk regarding the reading of books and all. Ma'am, my question is, like, do you think that the advent of technology, especially computers and this Kindle and all, has set a setback to book reading? Now children are less and less reading books. They are having those digital versions of all
Yes.
the novels and stories. So how much do you agree with this? I mean, are you
As,
in favor of this or not?
no, as I said a little while ago, I'm not in favor of reading from Kindle because it doesn't give you that feel of reading a book. You know, when you feel a book in your hand and you're flipping the pages, you feel the emotions along with the characters. But when you're reading in from a Kindle and all, it is so detached, you know. You're just scrolling up and down. You're not really feeling the book. So, as I'm a voracious reader of books in the physical sense, I really can. And I have never read a Kindle. I have never done it from a Kindle. So I feel children should go for books in its old original form.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, ma'am. That's all. Even that's what even I feel.
Yes.
That I've read Kindle also. So whatever you are saying, it's very correct. The
Yes.
the book actually is gives you that emotional attachment to
Yeah.
what you are reading.
Right. As I said, I cried also in many books along with the characters. I am that
Yeah.
empathetic.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, Femine ma'am had a follow-up question, that is,
Mm.
which autobiography do you like the most?
Autobiography I read, I'll say biography I read, as I said, Vincent Van Gogh. That it had a real impact on me because the emotions that he felt, that was there. And another one which I impacted me is Subhash Chandra Bose's book, which I read, because I feel that, I used to say like that, maybe even I was a revolutionary before in my past birth. So even I feel very strongly about the British rule here. And that's, and another one which I was impressed by, it was the diary entry of Annie Frank. What a hard time she had. These are the biographies or the autobiographies I've read that I can remember now.
Thank you, ma'am. Then, ma'am, Krishnansh has a question, that is, do you like horror books or horror stories?
Yeah, earlier I read one or two horror book. Uh, Not exactly. I'm not a fan of horror books as such. And like Exorcist, I read. And what was the other one? Where it is 666, I cannot remember the name. The Exorcist, I remember, and they made it into a movie. And it was so scary that none of us could sleep at night or go to the washroom. So I'm not very fond of horrors. See, I did not mention horror when I said my favorite books, what I read. Horror is not my cup of tea.
Ma'am, I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
So, ma'am, if you compare, like, old classic, especially the novels,
Right.
which you must have read, and the modern day authors like Chetan
Sir.
Bhagat and Amish
Right.
and all. So, how do you, like, compare them? Which one
I'll,
do you think?
I'll,
you know,
I'll tell you, because I've been telling my students also, nothing
yeah.
like the classic books. Their language is so powerful. It is so superior, and it makes you think. Whereas, when I was in St. Mary's, I used to see the girls reading Chetan Bhagat, Chetan Bhagat. I said, let me just see what is this Chetan Bhagat. So one day I just borrowed a book from one of the school girls. I said, let me see. And when I read, I said, I can tell you it was trash, if I can use the word. I mean, the language, there was no quality in the language at all. So don't mind those who like Chetan Bhagat, but I didn't like his books. And I really don't go much for these modern books much. I still prefer the classic books. I read also plays also, the classic ones, because from our school days in St. Mary's, we were sort of introduced to all this classic like Charles Dickens and of course Shakespeare. Just now I'm teaching grade 9. If anybody is there, I don't know if my students are present or not. So I teaching them Shakespeare, and there's stories, short stories, and they are all of the older times. So far I enjoy literature a lot because it is all stories and books, and can be biography, autobiography. So it really enriches my experience also.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, Agastya has another question, that is, do you think after passing out from IIT or IIM or any other prestigious school around the world, we should work for our country and come back to our country, or it doesn't matter where we are working or whom we are working for?
See, Agastya, that is a personal choice. It depends from person to person. Like, if you are the patriotic, like I feel very patriotic about my country, but I haven't had the chance of going abroad and studying there and coming back. So it depends from person to person how patriotic you feel about your country. Yes, you can go abroad, do your education, and if you feel that your country needs you, you should come back and serve your country. Otherwise, I
Ma'am,
think,
I
yes,
also feel like working for my country.
right, good, very good. Even I feel very patriotic.
Thank you, ma'am. Then, ma'am, Vaibhav has a question for you. How did you start loving books, and when do you think that I will read books?
How old is he?
Ma'am is in grade 3.
Okay, okay. See, when we were kids, young ones, like we used to hear a lot of stories from my aunt. She used to tell us a lot of stories. And maybe that, instilled this love for stories. And then, as I said, my father encouraged us a lot. Of course, the reading books should also come from within. You should start loving. And I've had always had this passion for reading books. So it just went on, and till date, I love reading. I don't get so much time nowadays, but very like now I read the Reader's Digest. That's a lovely magazine. I have advised many children to read that also. So you pick up first the book you like. We read so many. I became a storyteller to my other younger siblings and cousins. Like when I was in grade 7 and all, they used to all surround me because I could, create stories. So because I loved reading books, so I could create stories, and they would all, sit around me, and I would tell them stories. And till date, I used to, when they were very young, maybe they were, say, 4 or 5 years old, there was once they would like, clamor after me, please tell. So just to keep them quiet, I would say, there was a room full of rice grains right till the ceiling. And then one bird would come and pick up a grain each day and fly away. Then they said, what happened? I said, wait, let the bird come again tomorrow and take another grain, then I'll tell you. So like this, I would tell them. And imagine a room full of grains and the bird picking up one grain at a time. So, recently now we have become so old. So one of the cousins said, now Didi, tell me what has happened. I said, now the bird has grown old. So it has stopped picking up the grains. So you can also become a storyteller. If you, the way you all make excuses to your teacher, start creating stories instead. And you will become maybe a writer, and then you'll start reading books also. Yes? This was Veva?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You will start reading books. You see our library. When you come on ground, you'll see our library has lovely books for little ones also. You like mystery books?
Ma'am,
What kind of books you like?
ma'am, I like funny books and interesting books.
Okay, you'll find that also. There are many books which has a lot of humor in it. So you like that also. Start reading one by one, then you'll develop a love for reading books. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I read 3 books in a week. How many books do you read?
Ma'am, I also love reading books, and I am reading some means.
That's fine. That's fine. Little by little you read, you'll enjoy it. Okay? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Then Agastya has another question, that is, how to create a mixed culture to preserve our ethnicity, irrespective of which corner in India we are living.
Please say the question again.
Ma'am, how to create a mixed culture to preserve our ethnicity, irrespective of which corner of India we are living in. Festival like Vivekanand's birthday, 12th Jan, instead of just announcing his birthday as National Youth Day.
Yes. See, like we are a country of diverse cultures and religion, and we are bringing in the unity by celebrating all festivals. Like my father encouraged us to observe all festivals, whether it was our Bengali festival. I'm a Bengali, so whether we are celebrating Bengali festivals, we also observed Christmas.
Ma'am, me too.
Okay, okay. And we celebrated also Eid along with our Muslim friends. So brings in togetherness. So that's our country. And everybody is doing so, not only I. We all celebrate each other's festival and greet each other and, joined in their festivities. So this is with the way we are bringing in togetherness by our culture and our different communities. Yes, Vivekanand said also that the best that life can offer is not enjoyment, but it is through experience. And this experience we can get also from reading books. Right, Agastya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Then Anusha and Atharv have a message, that is how to motivate ourselves to read a book.
That has to come from your end, child. That's what I'm saying. First, pick up a book. First, you see, what do you like? Do you like mystery? Do you like history? Do you like, scientific things? Then pick up a book of that, and then you will gradually like reading books. That's the only way to motivate yourself. You have to do it yourself. You must be liking hearing stories from others. So you pick up a book which holds your interest first, and gradually you will see that will motivate you to read other books. There's nothing more interesting than reading different kinds of books. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Agastya, would you like to ask something?
Yes. Ma'am, this question is a little biased, but can I ask?
Let me hear your bias question. Yes?
Ma'am, do you think Bengalis are a bit more progressive?
No, I will not say like that, Agastya. We like to think like that, but I will say a truth that sometimes Bengalis are a little complacent. They don't like sometimes, in Calcutta, uh, we like to live in the past, the glorious past that we had, and we want to live in that only without exerting ourselves. Being a Bengali, I'm saying that. The only thing, when my sister, she used to study in Calcutta those days, and the only thing they used to go on rallies, and they used to say, I'll say a Bengali line, "Amader dabi mante hobe." That's all they can do. So they should try to, exert themselves, and then they can become the best if they want to. Only that exertion is, they don't like to exert themselves sometimes. But they are intelligent. We are intelligent, but we should use it and, do something also for the society. The the Bengalis, we were at the time of freedom fighter, we were great fighters. We did a lot for our country, but now we should still continue to follow their path and be very active. Yes, Agastya? Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
but most of the Indians Nobel laureates are Bengali.
Yes, yes. I'm telling you they're intelligent. That's what I'm saying. They are intelligent. But can we use the intelligence also in some concrete way also, no? Even the South
Yes,
Indians,
ma'am.
they're doing very well. Even the South Indians are doing very well. Right? So
Yes,
each
ma'am.
one in, yes, each one in their own way, they're doing very well. See in the soldiers, all the soldiers, yesterday, did you see KBC? Do you all see KBC?
No, ma'am. No,
You
ma'am.
should have seen. It was about 2 veteran soldiers. One of them got 15 bullets in his body, and the other one also, I don't remember. And they are the Kargil war heroes. They were not Bengalis. But see, mostly, the army people, they have the Rajputs, the Sikhs. I don't want to actually say anything like that, but you should not you should not say like that Bengalis are good or Punjabis are good in this or that. All of us should join in everything that the country provides us. So we should serve our nation in our own ways. Some, they can be brave soldiers, some can be intelligent, like Amartya Sen, and serve the country. Some can be doctors. So in our own ways, we can serve our countries instead of saying that the Bengalis are doing this or the Rajputs are doing this or Gujaratis are doing this. If we stop thinking like this, then all these narrow thinking will stop. And we should think ourselves as one, that we are Indians. So all of us should join hands and serve the country in our own ways as best as we can. Yes, Agastya?
Ma'am, but most people in South India don't. Ma'am, but people in South India don't know about Najrul Islam and Sakantu.
So, see, South Indians, I don't have much to say about South Indians.
Ma'am, North Indian. Sorry, ma'am, North Indian.
You're saying South Indians. Okay, let's not digress into all these controversies. Okay. Here we are for a different purpose. Okay, yes. When we meet together, then you can talk to me. All right?
Okay, ma'am.
Anyone having any questions, please feel free to use the chat box.
Vedant, if there's no more, then can we wind up?
Yes, ma'am, I have no issues.
Where's Shonit, sir?
Ma'am, here only, he's on mute.
Yes, yes, Vedant. If there's no other question, then you can just thank ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for the stimulating speech, which was indeed a revelation. I'm sure everyone must have been amazed to know more about the topic. Our heartfelt gratitude to our founder and CEO, Mrs. Preeti Agarwal, for initiating such talks, which kindles in us the curiosity and deepens our knowledge. We convey our gratitude to our speaker, Ms. Nandita Bhaumik, for the dynamic talk. Thank you so much, everyone, to be a part of this BHIS Council Chronicles. We will meet tomorrow on 24th January 2021 at the same time with Ms. Ria Khanna. Thank you.